Good evening. Let's do a little bit more of Sharon. Let's try another. Oh, what happened? I triggered an Infernal Hordes key. I thought I triggered an Infernal Hordes key. I did. But it's not opening the map on the right spot. I had a very nice dinner. It was basically chicken and vegetables and rice, and it was very, very good. And we watched the next episode of Ironheart. Yes. Now, there is something going on with my key bindings. Hold position is on 5, but it's not working. Okay, there it is. That one. Okay, let's take this again. I don't think it's a good choice, but... Looks like there's been a hot fix. It's now showing how much ether there is. Oh, let's do it. It's not a good choice. In fact, it's a terrible choice. Yeah, I'm back already. I had dinner and then I'm going to bed. I plague some more and then I'll go to bed after this. +1 Hellborn when spawned. That sounds great. That's a lot of hot damage. Okay, judge away. That's not right. Okay. Here's me stepping. How'd I step? Few ancestral... 4 ancestral pieces. And all for obfuscate and gems. Absolutely. Cool.
I forge more than horseshoes and nails. What do you need?
Unfortunately, they're all crap.
I'll keep my forge hot. Return soon.
Got to get rid of some of this stuff. And then I'm going to run that one. Interesting, that's its order. I'm going to run an escalation. Which may mean that I miss the world boss. But that's the way it goes. Because there is a stronghold in here. Gem fragments have been stashed, which is good.
Cold. This is so cold.
I quite like what they've done with Nightmare Dungeons. I always liked Nightmare Dungeons, and they've improved them. Click 1, click 2, click 3, click 4, click 5. Oh, I took the wrong ones. That's okay. And the buff I got is increased experience. Nice. So you still playing Nightmare? If so, what content are you doing? Oh, something spawned up there? Belial, they are the summon of, yeah, I can do a few Belial runs, but only on Torment 2, of course. I should check, because, as I said, my previous season was Season 7. Belial didn't exist. Does he drop the same items as some of the other bosses? Okay. Equipment delve, channeling shrines. Okay, deadly shadows and poisoning strikes. I can survive with that. Level 100 glyphs. Holy cow, I'm still trying to get 46. Which is a grind I can do on my own eventually. The first equipment upgrade shrine I've seen. There's the second. Oh, that's right. The problem is I don't know what drops from what boss, so I really don't know what I should pick. I figure if I'm after a good axial conduit, I should probably pick Grigor. But I don't know for sure. I think it's Grigor that I should pick. Yeah. Which is why I want to try and get a better axial conduit. I've got a Greater Affix Azurith. I'm using it right now. I've got a pretty good one. Pretty happy with this. I mean, it's not perfect, but it's okay. I mean, it's on the cold res, which is not where I want the Greater Affix, but it is does have the more damage. And the other stats rolled well. So I agree, it's not a good Greater Affix Azurith, but it's better than not having one. That looks quite... Actually, I'm not sure. Anyway, Equipment Delve, Artillery Shrines, Gold Reserve, Suppressor Elites, Stormbane's Wrath. Bloody hell. This is the reason they've done this, so people get to the third one and don't go, I'm just going to skip Stormbane's Wrath. Because I don't know anyone who ever did a Stormbane's Wrath voluntarily. Shrine of Zagral? What the hell is a Shrine of Zagral?
That's what I do.
I don't recall ever seeing one of those before. Unless they've just given the corrupt shrines names now. And I never noticed because I've always been in combat. Okay, I'd never noticed before. Not the most observant chap, am I? But it's not really a game for paying attention to the stuff you're running past. I have to admit, some of these chests are a problem because they're almost invisible. So I have a slight visual disability, and a lot of this stuff just feels hidden to me. Okay. I thought I'll just top up my potion. Guess that was a mistake. I don't know the name. Mine is just mine is basically just blurriness and a slight amount of tunnel vision. But contrast is a thing. It's just going to stand there so I can't loot. It means that I miss things in video games all the time, and it made me playing The Witcher 3 impossible. Those pants are going to be an upgrade to something I use, which will be good. I don't remember this fight at all. Oh, yes, I do. It's the guy on the dog. Right.
Let's see you last. Did you think it was all? Old one? We've only just begun.
We've only just begun. That went a little easier than last time.
Until next time.
Interesting. I did the Horadrim loot bonus thing on the way, but didn't get any Horadrim caches. So obviously I missed something. I don't know how that's supposed to work. I thought if you did all the loot things, you got a Horadrim cache at the end of the dungeon. Obviously it doesn't work if you're doing the escalating dungeons. So, eluding concentration. Which I am using currently on my chest piece. It's going to take it from 21 to 26%. Thank you. Now, pants. No. No. Now, no, because the one I've got has got the primary resource on it.
I'll keep my forge hot. Return soon.
Yeah. I mean, it's great now. Getting that was just really good. Do. It ain't natural. Boom. So, Nightmare, if you don't mind me asking, what hobbies do you have other than video gaming? And again, like all questions, you can tell me to sod off and it's none of my business. I'm just trying to be friendly. But this is the internet, and there is no need for you to out yourself. I will not consider it you being unfriendly to not answer. It is very important to me that this is a safe space for everyone. So a lot of the complaints I had about Diablo 4 early on have been addressed. Not all of them. Where does this go? Where do I go? Follow the build guide. Where do I go? Follow someone better than me. Where will they lead me? You like hiking with your buddies. And swimming. Cool. So you like doing fit things. Ah, I remember those days.
But this will do.
Let's see if I can do this. So it looks like I'll be able to get my gems to legendary with this build and this where I am now. It will just be slow. And that's okay. I am more than double your age by a chunk. When I was 24, I was also playing video games. I think Diablo 2 had just come out, and I was playing a lot of that. But mostly what I was playing at the time was tabletop role-playing games. Which I still dabble in a different way. I still read a lot about tabletop role-playing games, and I still buy the systems. I just mostly either play solo or... or do low player count stuff. I am so glad they've removed conduit shrines. Conduit shrines in Diablo 3 were something you would look forward to getting. In Diablo 4, they were like, oh god, really? Dungeons and Dragons is one of them that I've played a lot of, yes. I'm actually wrote supplements for Dungeons and Dragons about 30 years ago. 25. Back for D&D 3.5, edition 3.5, when they first released their SRD. Yeah, this will be an interesting battle. Okay, I go across. I got it to legendary. Oh, cool. Destruction is now legendary.
People. I'm not fond of people.
So what level is Tactician? 30. So let's run a 35. Oh, no, let's run a 40. 38. 38 will do. Yeah, I'm not going to do it this session. I probably won't be able to play for a couple of days after this because of real life stuff. But probably when I log in, it probably have to be on the weekend, to be honest. I will probably make the build switch then. Thing is, I'm enjoying this. I mean, I'm doing very well for me, having only died twice. Once to Lord Zia and once to... It was, Juriel. So, Tactician. Hmm. 70 and 80% chance, which, similar to Diablo 3, means it's going to fail about half. It was funny when I started streaming Diablo 3 and kind of was able to show quite clearly that the 60% that you got for a long range of doing your legendary gem upgrades was just under 50%. But yeah, I'll do the build swap next time. Try and get I mean, part of it is, once I've got the build and I'm carving through things like butter, I kind of lose the concept of what's the point. So and that's on me for following a build guide because I'm lazy, but I'm having fun right now. So it's like, oh no, I'm playing in a method that's only going to give me like 40 hours of fun. What a shame. It's part of me hating change, so I keep playing the same build. Like, I get to enjoying the leveling build, and I don't want to change away from the leveling build. Happens to me most seasons. It's like, but this is a leveling build. It's like, but I'm enjoying it. I don't know, we'll see. What changes would you like to see? I mean, all of the changes that I talked about early on were all quality of life changes, and I'm kind of comfortable with a lot of the quality of life in the game now. There's still some issues, but mostly I think it's okay. I think tempering is still broken, but I think everyone thinks that. I agree. I don't like the pit being the only endgame activity. I really am enjoying Nightmare Dungeons. I like running Helltide and stuff like that. I would like to see them being more viable for longer rather than just 80% fail. Well, at least I got 4. I don't think they really know how to do much more than the pit. I mean, most ARPGs have the equivalent of the pit being their end game. I mean, Last Epoch has running echoes, and, you know, I believe they've changed up the way echoes work, but they've still got running echoes. I don't want to talk about Path of Exile because grinding gear games are just abusive partners. I cannot believe their player base still has trouble seeing the concept of abusive behavior. So I just think they don't know what to do. Blizzard have stopped being innovators. And that basically came from when they stopped being a company of game lovers and started being a company of, well, basically an owned company seeking nothing but profit. I'm not saying companies shouldn't seek profit, they absolutely should. But I think Hello Games has proven, I mean, late stage capitalism is a failure, but we don't want to talk about that right now. Really? You want them to play with Nightmare Dungeons? You're not happy with what they've done this season? I mean, a lot of people talk about ladders. I think a large chunk of the player base couldn't give a damn. I would be very, very surprised if more than 1% of the player base gave a damn about ladders. I think there are more people interested in the shop than there are people interested in ladders. I think that's how much I think that's how basically the balance of Diablo 4 is. And I think ladders would just be... I mean, should they... do I have a problem if they put them in? No. But prioritizing them at the cost of other content would be eh. Yeah, I suppose doing a combination of pit and nightmare dungeons so that you had nightmare dungeons scaling like the pit could be interesting. So I believe it's up and then across. Yep, up, and then I'll take these two, which is damage reduction. So that's just going to help my survivability. And then I'm going to run up to these, which will be more damage. Across to here, which will be more damage. Then along to here, which will be more damage. That's been done. So yeah, I don't really care about ladders at all. Inner calm. My concern with Blizzard's design philosophy is every time they add a new endgame activity, they then make that endgame activity required to be able to progress your character. So in order to get the tempering reroll scrolls, you need to do Infernal Hordes. In order to get Obusite, you need to do Nightmare Dungeons. In order to level up your Glyphs, you need to do the pit. And it's all hyper-focus on, or it's all focus on the different types of activities. Now and then in order to get the boss summoning materials, in order to get the uniques you need to do, you need to get the living steel. You're limited with how many you can get, which is quite a few, but you need to do a bunch of you need to do hell tides, and it's just this constant push and pull between what activities to do in order to get the Kurest Undercity, the good Kurest Undercity stuff. You need to do a lot of whispers, and you need to do world bosses, and it's like there's just this constant push and pull between what activities you should be doing, and there's no player agency, and it makes the player feel like they're just being puppeted. It's like, right, you've got your gear now from the bosses, because you did all of this particular stuff, and now the next thing in the script, and you're playing a script rather than playing a character. And it would be nice if the players were given some control over the script. Well, for example, you know, I'm trying to get a good axial conduit. So it's like, okay, go grind hell tides to get living steel. And once I get the living steel, I then go and grind Grigor. And if I get the item I want from Grigor, then I can go and grind. I hopefully have the mats to try the tempering now that I've got the tempering manuals. If I don't get... Sorry, no tempering from that. But I then go grind the obusite to get the masterworking materials. Once I've got the masterworking materials, I masterwork it up. If I get the wrong masterworking materials, then grind a lot more so I can, you know, do it again and again until I get the perfect roll. And then keep doing that until I get the right thing. Meanwhile, you've got to grind different places for gems, and you've got to grind different places, and it's just back and forth and back and forth, and you're following a script. Now, fortunately, you can do the script out of order and get all of your obusite first, and you can do all of that. So you can kind of just do the content in whatever order you want, and it's possible to get your drops from other things. At least a lot of the build guides, it was, I think, season 7 where Max Roll had a leveling build which used a mythic, because they just assumed everyone would have mythics on the first day. At least they're not doing that anymore. Couldn't quite get there because of a failure. Hey, Agleen. I'm not inherently against the masterworking system, but yeah, I don't know. I think the tempering system is more of a problem. Welcome, Agleen. How are you? I mean, everyone calls out how amazing the Last Epoch crafting system is. And I think the Last Epoch crafting system is probably the best crafting system I've ever seen in an ARPG. But it is way more deterministic. Way more random than... than the Diablo 4 system in many ways. I don't like that between Diablo 3 and Diablo 4 they removed an enchanting option. I don't like that... I don't know. It's... I would love to see them just turn around and say, you know what, how can we grab our enchanting and masterworking systems, and to a degree even the tempering system, and steal what Last Epoch did, and use the good parts of that, where you get items that have the stats you want, you extract those powers to get shards of that item or of that thing, and then you use that to do your enchanting, and your masterworking. So when you get the shards drop of the things that you want to masterwork, you go, awesome, I need some of those. And when you get an item that has the right stats on it for being able to extract your tempering components, like it's got the stat for being able to extract the right tempering or extract the right masterworking stuff, you then have to make a call. Do I want to actually pull off the masterworking shard? Do I want to put off a material? Do I want to pull off the tempering material, or do I want to get the normal material? Now, you'd need to make some things cheaper because they're making you burn through materials because you use materials at such a rate. So they'd need to lower the cost of some things. Although maybe they wouldn't, because you wouldn't be doing all of these crappy re-rolls and everything, because you would be doing a semi-deterministic system. I got a really good base item, and now I'm going to masterwork and temper the things on them. The other thing that would be nice is if your good base upgrades were actually more common. Your starting items are a lot rarer than you think they are. Like, you'll get 200 items and maybe one of them is a good starting base. Is just meh. got that to legendary. I should be able to get exploit to legendary on my next run. Yeah, I don't know what the fix is. Oh, damage, really? I should be significantly more powerful this run. Well, noticeably more powerful. Tomorrow night, I'm going to not be playing Diablo. I am going to be going to Hades Town. It's a sad song. It's a sad tale from way back when. Thank you for these runes. They've really made a difference. I really appreciate it. I'm not a big fan of streamer privilege. Like the things I see where some of the streamers who are talking about guides and stuff, one of them on day one had like well over a billion gold and stuff, or when I see them and they've got billions of gold and like close to perfect items, and it's like, how have you done that particularly when they'll finish a stream and then they'll come back the next day and it's like, I did a little bit of playing in between, and it's like, and in that little bit of playing in between you got, you know, 5 billion gold. Oh, I sold an item. It's like, sure you did. Never seen you do any trading on stream. Don't want that. I'm not a fan of it. But I'm small enough that, like, if I meet someone who's nice, it's like, thank you. But I don't want to have, like, 1,000 people who are all boosting me. Yeah, I'm not that's one thing I'd like to see them implement, is a proper auction system. Because the trading as it stands is bloody awful. I've got some items that I think would sell. I don't want to sell them. I don't like... I'm not dropping frames, Keith, to the best of my ability, and I need to pay attention to this fight, so I will look after. Got it to 46. So that's a good step forward. One more and I can swap to... You know what? That amulet was crap enough that I'm just going to make it go away. So what am I doing on the season journey? I can get that reward. I don't know how this works. Local events with mastery and escalating nightmares. I don't think I saw any in that escalating nightmares. But I possibly was rushing through too fast. My graphics card is heating up the room. I'm still sitting under a blanket though. Smouldering Ember to deactivate Chilling Winds aspect on monsters. I could do a couple of Grigor. Okay. No, let's do another one while I'm here, but there's my ancestral Godslayer crown.
Want someone or something found, you find me.
They were nothing. Did you truly think all of this would be that easy? You think you won? This is just the beginning!
Timing. Oh dear.
They were nothing. Did you truly
Again?
think all of this would be that easy? you've won. This is just the beginning.
That was an upgrade. I will take that upgrade. That was not.
The finest cuts and equitable transaction. Return soon.
So I could do a bunch of Belial. What's the abhorrent heart? Used to open the Harbinger of Hatred's Horde. I don't. Oh, I've never tried it. It's just the dungeon before the boss is a lot longer. Let's see how we go. Okay. Ow. What am I supposed to be attacking here? I have no idea what's going on. I don't understand. I'm assuming the chest is up here because they always put it at the top right. Let's try that again. Let's see if I can figure out what's going on this time. Oh. Okay. This is going to suck at high torment. Okay, your teleport doesn't and evade don't work in that fight. So I just tried to teleport out of the way of that, but all of the objects actually interfere. That sucks. So they put objects on the battleground so teleporting out doesn't work properly. So if your mouse happens to be in the wrong part of the screen when that happens, goodbye. What? Oh, what? An interesting mechanic?
They were nothing. Did you truly think all of this would be that easy? You think you've won? just the beginning.
It's an interesting mechanic. There's definitely some problems and traps with it. I actually don't mind this one. It's a bit long at the tier level I'm at, considering some bosses are just falling down and the rewards are the same. It's like, and again, you're trying to dodge red things while you're dodging red things while you're trying to see red things. Oh, what? What? Ah. Ah, crap. They spawned just as I picked it up and used the last one. Fuck! That red thing spawned. My mouse was already on top of it. I don't like... It's okay, but the response times are not balanced. Yeah, basically that's what I figure was happening there. I had a ball of light and the red beam... I mean, I could check the stream, but I felt like I had a ball of light. Was animation locked, and I came out of it into the red beam is what I felt happened, but I could be wrong. Oh, come on. Sometimes it'll hit two and sometimes it'll go between them. And again, yeah, you get animation locked when you're using that ability. I am absolutely unable to move or change direction. Like that. I had the yellow beam on me, so I couldn't teleport and I couldn't evade. So because I just picked up an orb when the red thing spawned, no hardcore player would ever do this. Because you pick up one of those yellow orbs and you may just die. Because you lose control of your character. And it goes on too long. And you can sometimes it misses like that. Why does sometimes it miss and sometimes it doesn't? The phases can last for way too long. Like, why does that happen? It spawns too many portals. This goes on too long. Yeah, those phases go way too long. I can do one more, I think. Do I want to try one more? I want to try and understand this better if I can. Oh, what? Fuck! It goes on too long. It's like 3 phases, and each phase is its own 3 phases. Knocking out the portals, and then having to knock out the portals, and then having to knock out the portals, and then having to knock out the portals in order to get 1 phase of knocking out the portals, and then do that again and then again. Oh, he's just become immune again? I don't understand this fight.
They were nothing. Did you truly think all of this would be that easy?
Too many phases.
You think you've won? This is just the beginning.
Too many phases. Too many phases. Too many notes. Just remove a few and it'll be perfect. To quote Amadeus. The difference is I've got a few that I have in mind.
What's still? I'll keep my forge hot. Return soon.
Fine indeed.
Okay. Yeah. Not convinced about that at all.
That's the spirit. Give it a go. Hello?
It's not a bad pull.
Hello? Well, hello, Shining.
It's not a bad pull, that.
Hello, Shining.
All finished, are you?
Use it well.
Hello? Well, hello,
Not Vasily's ghost,
Well, hello, Shining.
Vasily's ghost. I had that in my bag.
I forge more than horseshoes and nails. What do you need?
Well, shame that.
Go one more?
I'm sorry, what? I just don't think it.
If I cannot be in the wilderness, this will do.
What's left, you ask?
I don't remember asking that. If I was to do that, actually, use corrosive vapor to remove vampiric. I put that there, and then I run that and see how it goes. Well, I'm not using Fists of Fate yet, but yeah, those gloves are pretty good.
so...
Either blazing hot or freezing cold, any way the wind blows. Wind comes up, ooh, do you hear that sound? Wind comes up, ooh, move to another town. Ain't nobody gonna stick around. And the darkness grows any way the wind blows. I know what I've done wrong. This says not remove, deactivate vampire. How does it deactivate vampiric is what I don't understand. Deactivates monster vampiric for 8 seconds. Except it hasn't deactivated anything, and apparently all of these monsters have vampiric. Well, not all, but the elites. Elite monsters have the vampiric affix. So does someone want to explain what's going on? Still not doing it. So running a dungeon with all mobs having vampiric on them. Elite monsters have the vampiric affix and deal 20% more damage. I'm using corrosive vapor and it only deactivated 2, even though the corrosive vapor deactivates monster vampiric effects for 8 seconds. But it only ever did it twice in the whole dungeon. So it's completely broken. It doesn't work. So running a dungeon where all elites had vampiric with corrosive vapor only worked twice. And all of the dungeons I've run, or all of the stuff I've done in Torment 2 has only ever done 22 removals. And I need to do 50. This is broken. This is not working. Because theoretically, Glacial Nimbus should have been removing explosive from any explosive thing I've been seeing, but it's only done it 22 times. So I've got to do this. And all of this is going to be Torment 4. You're right. No, it's a unlock Torment 4, sure. Torment 3, maybe Escalating Nightmares. Might be able to do those, not yet. And this stuff is never going to happen. Defeat Astaroth before the Amalgam is resurrected in Torment 4. No. I don't even... What? Complete a run of Escalating Nightmares without dying in less than 10 minutes in Torment 4. So this is... no life the game. Yeah, no. Just no. Complete 5 local events with mastery in 30 minutes in Torment 4. 10 tortured gifts with us in a single Helltide. Yeah, all of this stuff is just dumb. So these are unreachable. It's a shame that they lock... Like, I suppose you get Dante. Okay, this is okay then. You get the reward here. Locking Ashes behind it, though, is bloody terrible. I'm not a fan of the Ashes being here. Yeah, not a fan of that at all. Look how slow this is. Necromancer, Spiritborn, Barbarian, or Rogue. Well, I've played Rogue once and Barbarian never. So I'm at 13. I need to get another 32, and I've completed all of the reliquaries. Okay. I think this is managed better. I think they've improved this. Yeah, I think this has all been improved quite a bit. I like this quite a lot. If these stack as high as they seem, I've never had multiple stacks of any of them. I quite like that. This is all good. It'd be nice if there was just a spot in here for every rune and every gem. So you weren't using slots. You could just find what you were looking for because they were all labeled. I think that would be fine. This is all fine. Is there anything here I need to upgrade? Max, 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 max. Possibly when I play a druid. Astral Pillar is max. All of these are max. Fractured Core. I'm using Bloody Charm. I'm using Potent Alloy. I'm using all of these are fine. I mean, I don't know if you want to upgrade them just to say that you have. I don't really see any point. I mean, I could. One thing is it says I should be playing with that. You might see how that goes. I'm going to run one more dungeon. I got another vampiric. Well, let's put that back on. And run another vampiric and see what happens. I expect nothing. So I was at 2.
At least I can put my skills to use.
throwing my lot in with this rabble. But here I am. Maybe I can organize these bandits into something that resembles an effective unit. At least effective enough to allow me an escape when the church eventually finds us.
I've gotten one. In a dungeon full of vampiric mobs, I've gotten one.
us coin, then everyone.
I find glyphs, even if they don't want to be found.
Yeah, in an entire dungeon run where I was focusing on it, it did 2. And I'm not a fan of this, even though it's supposedly the best. I much prefer that. I can see this being better if I'm running Pit.
What's left, you ask?
The finest cut. An equitable transaction.
Don't think... Yeah, okay, I've been blazing through those. Wrong pants.
Come, traveler. The star. Fine indeed.
And with that... Oh, I should have repaired. Oh well. I'm incredibly damaged. I'm going to quickly log back in and repair while I'm thinking of it, because otherwise I'll forget. Yes, the wrong pants was very, very funny. God, that was a long time ago. What, 35 years ago? Actually, while I'm paying attention to this, I did just notice my camera still has the color correction. That's better. I don't look quite as red. The camera seems to bring me out as incredibly red. There we go.
Use it well.
And I hadn't noticed in Diablo that I was incredibly red. I'd fixed it for most, but not for this. There you go. 164. Having fun. I will probably re-roll one of these characters. Probably re-roll Roz as a druid at some point and see how I go. Thank you everyone for watching. This has been a lot of fun. Going to have to play something else, but not tomorrow, because tomorrow I'm at the theatre and we'll see how everything goes. Thanks everyone, and as always, good luck finding the correct mythics. Bye everyone.